Sup? Going karting.
Here's a brief little overview on how the rules work for these races. So there's 2 qualifying sessions and there's a race. So for the qualifying sessions, there are 8 laps each, and they will take your best time from both of those sessions, and then they will stack you up with the rest of the drivers for the races. Now for the races, there are 3 mains. There's an A main, which is the fastest 6 drivers, the B main, the 6 behind them, and the C main, and then each race respectively races and earns points based on that race. However, tonight is a grid night, which is a little different, which means there will be no league points handed out over the 8 weeks, and it's just a one-night winner-take-all tournament at Overdrive with trophies and everything else. So after a brief track walk, I got back and it was time to start racing. Now I think is also a good time to tell you about what they do with the carts. So Overdrive takes all of their carts and they get rid of the very worst ones and the very best ones to leave out the ones in the middle. And cart choice means a lot in these races because you could luck out and get a really good cart, or you could not get very lucky and end up with one of the bad carts. I'll be talking about those for the rest of the video, but I figured you should know.
Yes, sir.
During the second round of qualifying, 37, the cart I was in, was feeling pretty fast, and I was feeling pretty good about my times.
Alrighty, after 3 laps, we're looking at John Racer in first with 18.675, Fun to Know in second with an 18.695. Lucas Urban in third with an 18.797, More Boost in fourth with an 18.888, Road Trip in fifth with a 19.221, and Maxis in sixth with a 19.802.
Be seated second for the A main race. Oh, I'm so stressed out. We're gonna be doing this every Monday for 8 weeks. If I win this is gonna be really bad for my ego. Just saying. We know.
This is when the pressure really sets in, and you have to get in your cart, roll up to the grid, and prepare yourself for the 14-lap gauntlet that are these races. And I had no idea what to expect since this was my first ever position race, but I just had to find out.
And they're off.
So starting off here, I felt like I got a pretty good jump once the lights went out, but I get a big shot to the rear there as soon as I take that chicane, and it shoves me to the outside lane. And I'm just trying to squeeze myself through here, but the competition is holding me to the wall there, as you can see the freight train on the inside going by me. And I'm just eyeing that gap on the inside, trying to fit through, but everyone is just following through and going right by me. When the guy in 6th thought it would be a great idea to try and shoot it up the inside going around that corner, where he did not have the space and ends up spitting me out of the race.
Now we can see everybody out here right now is really fighting for every position that they can hold. trophy is on the line and everybody wants it.
Even though first place was booking it, I was able to catch up to the midfield here, and I had to try and find my way around these guys. I learned my lesson from before, though, and snuck up the inside to gain a P5. I take a peek on the inside, but I just don't have enough room, and I'm not able to make that pass for P4. But that wide sweeping corner would open up its inside a lot, and I just needed to time it right. And just like that, my first race was over. Starting in P5 and ending in P5, I felt pretty good for my consistency, only doing some overtakes at the end, and it felt pretty good.
I got caught in the train going through. There was like 3 guys by
Good race, man. Good race.
And that is it, everybody. Finishing. More boosts. First place, Hooligan Hawk in second, and Fun to Know in third. They will be taking the prizes home tonight. Lucas Urban, John Racer 3, R. Sodic, Timothy S. Great racing tonight, you guys. Beautiful best lap times. Can't say I'm unhappy about anybody racing out there today at all. It was all good and clean and fun.
All right, well, as for the first trial race, I got a very good idea of what to expect. And now I'm going to be doing that for 8 weeks straight, every Monday night that I can. I'm going to be qualifying and racing. I'm so excited.
It was now week 1 of the league, which meant my performance here was going to earn me points throughout the season, and I needed to have a good showing so I could contend up at the front and try and get a win here in the league.
How do you feel, John? First race?
I felt okay, I guess. I'm sitting at an 18.7. Faster than more boosts. Interesting. 18.4 is the time to do it right now, I think. So, I got my work done.
Starting P5 in the A-main race, which is nice because that's an inside lane spot. I'm not going to mess up like I did the grid night and get shuffled to the outside. I'm going to stay in the inside lane and then just shuffle through, I think, not let anyone in. I should be up. I should be a podium position if I can hold it. That's what I said last time, so we'll see. I think more boost and too late I win are just gonna, they're just gonna send it.
Just a test run.
Don't press the
No.
Alright guys, it's real deal. Good luck.
And right off the bat, I see the gap on the outside and take it, knowing full well they would come up on my inside, and I lost my precious P5 track position, and I got shuffled all the way to the back. I'm able to get a nice little crossback move on the guy in P5, and I'm able to take my position back. I look to make sure I haven't stole his line, and I complete the overtake.
Looks like we are just hitting the halfway mark here. Still got more boost in first, Too Late on 1 in second, Fun to Know in third, Hooligan Hawk in fourth, Jog Racer 3 in fifth, Road Trip in sixth.
P5 is basically where I settled in for the rest of the race. I had some pace to catch up to P4 eventually, and I caught up to him by the end of the race, but there weren't enough laps for me to get it done. So this marks my second P5 finish in the 2 races I've done so far, and I'm starting to think I'm cursed.
And it looks like they are finishing with that. We have More Boost in first, Too Late on 1 in second, Fun to Know in third, Hooligan Hawk in fourth, John Racer 3 in fifth, and Road Trip in sixth.
Great clean racing. Can't be disappointed with that.
P5 tonight. Felt pretty good about it, very consistent. Gonna work on dropping some time over the next 7 weeks, but solid performance. I'm not disappointed in myself. On to next week.
Entering week 2 of the league, I was determined to get above my 5th place finishing position, and I got some gloves to see if they would help. This qualifying session didn't feel the best while I was driving it. I hit the wall there, feeling a little disappointed in myself. The cart I was battling was super tight, and the gloves were sized down, and they were not helping.
Alright, going into the second qualifying session, I'm sitting at an 18.82, 18.821. Person in front of me's got an 18.820. And I'm not going to race with the gloves for the second one. So, Fun to Know with an 18.5 has the fastest time. I just got to get in the zone.
You actually go faster if you're naked.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's less stuff weighing you down.
Good to know. I'll keep that in mind for next week.
For the second qualifying session, I had the number 22 cart, which felt pretty good, and my lap time showed that.
A lot of complaining about low carts, but managed to bring my time up to a 18.63. It's me 4th at the moment, I think.
Starting P5 for the 3rd week in a row, I had to make something happen in this race.
Alright guys, here's a real thing. Good luck. Do not stop.
I attempted to slide up the inside on that guy, but I was just not far enough ahead, pushing us both back, and I needed to regain that precious track position. Here I was attempting to go for a pass on this guy. I could tell he was loose getting into the corner, so I just parked my cart on his bumper and tried to make it stay. After that lap, I had done a significant job getting back to his bumper and setting myself up for an overtake here. So I jump up to the outside here for this chicane, trying to get to the inside of that big sweeping corner, but he pushes me into the wall, blocking me off and canceling my attempt to get that overtake. But I knew I needed to do it right then at that part of the track, so next lap was my key. I was not agreeing with the 28 card, as my left knee would downshift me occasionally when I went through that corner, and it caused me to lose a ton of ground that I gained on this guy, so I had to go back and get it. Okay, so I failed my attempt attempt to get around him on that corner, but I knew the next corner I could do the same thing because I was faster. I knew how to get around him, and this was my moment. As you can see, he exited that corner wide, opening up the inside for me to shoot along that big sweeping corner, and then I was able to cut him off, crossing the start finish line, completing the pass.
That is going to end it for Leeds tonight.
Overtake.
That was a clean overtake. Damn straight. Whatever.
No worries, man.
Thanks. Oh. Dude. Yeah, I know. That's racing though. Another P5 for the books. That was definitely the most stressful out of the grid nights so far. Competition was fast. Competition was scary. The second B main race was wild. That kart was so good on the last lap, or in the last race. It was so good. That guy, he was so slow. He got a warning. The dude pointed at him with the black flag after I attempted to pass him for the first time. Shoved me in the wall. I just need to start on the, I haven't started on the inside for any of these races. I feel like if I do, then it's just right up to the front. And that should have, you know what, doesn't matter. It was a good race.
Going into race 3, it had been a P5, a P5, and another P5 for my first 3 position races, and I was looking to change that. So in this qualifying session, I really put everything I had to get a good starting position.
Jumping right into week 3 here.
Alrighty guys, can I please have Connor, Michael, Blake, and Kyle Marshall to the track entrance? Connor, Michael, Blake, and Kyle Marshall to the track entrance.
That's not. So I'm sitting at an 18.7. I can definitely improve, but feeling good regardless. All right, qualifying heat 2.
During the second round of qualifying, I was really dealing with some cold tires on this 38 kart. I was hopping all over the place, going into this chicane, not being able to hit my line, and it was really slowing me down.
So it turns like I'm going to be starting 4th the A main race, it looks like, just based on times, which is finally an inside lane. Thank God. Looking good for a podium position tonight. I'm going to do everything in my power to race as clean as possible and stay in my lane and don't crash.
Do you know if you have an inside or outside?
I have an inside lane.
The opportunity presented itself, and I was starting on an inside lane, so I needed to just hug that inside, don't get freight trained, and win this race. Third place, doing a good job holding his position there, but it sent me 3 wide going through that corner, and I knew I was not going to give up that position easily. For the rest of this race, nothing really happened. I gained a little bit of time on P3 in front, but I did not have the speed nor the laps to get there.
Good race, man. That was
Held your ground, dude.
that was a great race.
That was awesome.
I outlapped both second and third
Yeah.
in that last race.
18.58. That's awesome, man. Feel good?
It was a good race.
And right after week 3, the racers got a week off to practice their skills and hone it in. So I was ready to kick back my feet and just relax for a whole week. And just 2 days later, I was back in the kart ready for the April grid night from Overdrive. Now, this wasn't part of the actual racing week. It was one of their one-off tournaments, and I really wanted to win. I was able to qualify P3 for this grid night, which put me in line for a podium position, and I needed to prove to myself that I could finish up on P3 and I can stand on that podium with everyone else. Again for P3 didn't do me any favors as I was pushed to the outside once again and forced to give up some position to the guys on the inside. I could tell the karts behind me were right there hitting my bumper as we were single file going down this looping turn, but I shot to the inside of this guy trying to get around the outside, but it caused my demise as a car just came up to my side and I wasn't able to make the pass. And just like that, I was turned out of nowhere. I think I was preparing myself for a pass on third place, but 39 just got to my inside, spun me out, and then I got T-boned by the guy behind him.
Yeah, I'm good.
Even though I was a little frustrated with the guy who spun me out, this caution allowed the field to get bunched up again, and I was now in podium contention once again. I was able to jump up to a P3 and now was right behind the leaders, battling it out, and I knew I could jump on this opportunity if I had the chance. But I went on that outside and forfeit the inside once again. I don't think I will ever learn. Position to slide back into 4th place, they called the caution again, which meant we had to stack up and do another restart.
Nice position, man. From the B main, nice.
After congratulating the B main winner on all of the positions gained in the A main, I got back into the restart and I focused on getting that P3. this point, everyone had settled down. We got in a single file line, and I was able to hunker down in my P3, trying to gain on P2, but they were a little bit faster than I was for the rest of the race, so I had to slowly watch them drive away from me as fourth place is not able to get behind me, and I'm able to secure my first podium, my first P3 of my karting career, which, hey, I gotta admit, I was pretty excited once the race ended here.
That is going to end it for the Grand Prix, April Grand Prix night. We are finishing with Too Late I won in first, More Boost in second, John Racer 3 in third, Mr. Smooth in fourth, Riley Laverne in fifth, Fresh in sixth, and Racer 141 in seventh. Great racing out there today, everybody.
All right, let's see this here. It looks good to me.
I think someone owes me a beer
Why?
because I got on podium.
Yeah.
He said that the first grid night.
John, you're
Second-
21, right?
It took me a while. Yeah, I'm 21.
Okay.
And then, in typical fashion, the podium gets the trophies awards to them, and then a photo for the Instagram. And man, let me tell you, it felt good to be on that P3.
Qualifying round one.
I did not have a good start to this qualifying session, even with the GoPro angle on top of the kart, which I thought was really cool. The kart was not handling, and I was getting some really slow lap times. And just listening to those tires squeal, I was inching everything out of this kart that I could, but in the end, it just did not provide results.
That was a rough one. That cart was not good. Yeah, that was a rough one. That cart did not turn. I got a cool GoPro angle though. The GoPro's on the back of the cart that time. So, I'm gonna put my all into the second round.
I was feeling good this second qualifying session. The car's tires were a little bit more warmed up, so I wasn't hopping around everywhere, so that felt kind of nice. And I was also being able to put down some pretty solid lap times, yet not as fast as I would want to, and I knew I'd be starting in the middle of the pack when it came down to the A main.
Guys, we almost had a tie. There was 1,000th difference between you two. 1,000.
Second qualifying, put myself at an 18.563. Second place is an 18.562. 1/1000th of a second difference for second place there. Wow, close. That was a close race. If I was the fastest person on the track that last qualifying session. Straight up. So, hoping for a good kart for the race. One can only hope.
So then came race time. I was feeling pretty good with my qualifying sessions, showing everyone that I had the speed that it takes for these races, and I get in my kart and I roll up to the grid.
Is this good vlog?
Starting P4 for this race, but it was also an inside lane, so I zoned in, I focused up, and I was ready to go. A crazy start to the race as third place just shoots on by, shoving the 30 cart into the wall, and I'm able to sneak into that inside lane after getting shoved to the outside. I have no idea how I was let in, but now I was in fourth place in the hunt for that podium. Notice here the 30 is setting up for a pass on this winding turn as they're too wide in front of me, and I know that if I want to get by, I just have to freight train this guy on the outside and see what I can do. Unfortunately, 30's not able to get around the cart in second place, but I knew it would happen eventually, and I just needed to be at the bumper of the 30 when it did. I was able to freight train the guy on the outside, pass him on the inside, and getting myself up to a third place position. Fourth place, not sound happy about finishing there, but I was feeling great. A P3 in the league, those are some solid points for the championship.
It's a good racing.
That was good.
I was trying to push us both past you, but I only pushed you past a little bit. I was like, oh,
I got some good shots to the rear there.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, there's room, I'm gonna push, and then I pushed you, and I'm like, oh damn it, I can't get through now.
Yeah, that's what I did to you, Corey.
I didn't even care where I finished. That was just good. That was just good.
I knew as soon as you give up that inside lane, it's over, and it's just a train going by you.
With P2 as it could have been, I'm standing on P3 for the medal ceremony, and again, these are some very solid points for the end of the championship.
So that's another P3 in the books. This time I got a medal. I'm very proud of that. We'll take this momentum, move on to next week. Nice. Qualifying number 1.
Maybe the stars had aligned, maybe the day was just a little funky, but these karts were fast. This day was also a little funky because all of my friends weren't able to make it, so it was just me alone at the track.
After the first qualifying session, sitting P2 with an 18.47. Which is basically the same time I was running at the end of last week. So a good time, just right off the bat. Feeling good, I was in 39. I was really worried, because 39 is not a good cart. But I managed. Got P2 in this qualifying session. See what I can do in second round. Qualifying round 2. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck.
to show how fast I was actually going this day, I was catching people in the qualifying sessions and they were getting blue flag, which usually doesn't happen because the way the qualifying works is that you're stacked up with people around the same speed. So I was with all of the other A main people and he never really caught up to people. But I guess for some reason, something about this day, it was just fast.
Congratulations on your first pole.
God damn. Love that.
My first pole felt great. Now starting P1 for the race.
Seeing an 18.256, fastest of all time. P1. Wow. P1. I may be starting P1, but this is the most stressful starting position I think I ever heard. That's the outside. I gotta hold them off. This is gonna be scary. But man, oh, it's gonna be a good time.
Well, how'd the race feel today, man?
Qualifying felt good. I started with kart 39, which I was told wasn't a good kart last week, but it did me well this week.
I definitely saw that.
Second round of qualifying, my first pole, feeling pretty good.
Oh, dude, I was looking at the times and I would just, what was it, 18.3? 18.256. It is rare I see below the 18.5s during these, so that is a phenomenal lap time, my dude.
My best time of all time. So
Glad to hear it.
good.
Oh yeah, you got no boost on that either, so that's pretty killer to feel right now, dude.
No, I'm feeling pretty good.
you should be.
It's race time. Very nervous. You guys waiting for me? You gotta pick first. Oh, I gotta pick first. Position number 2.
You'll be in kart 30.
Good luck.
Get it. Don't let Caleb catch you.
Hey, good luck.
In my mind, it had all come down to this. I have a chance to win this race starting P1, and I sure as hell was not gonna mess this up. Getting off the start cleaner than I expected, but then I looked behind me and I realized it was a very fierce battle behind me. All of the carts were sort of in one big bundle and I was out front, just able to pull away from it all, and man, let me tell you, it felt good.
Alrighty, after one lap, we're looking at John Racing 3 in first, More Boost in second, Fun to Know in third, Hooligan Hawk in fourth, Too Late I Won in fifth, and Michael Mega X in sixth.
While zoned in, out of the corner of my eye, I see the flag stand holding the cross, which means I was halfway until I was getting my first win.
Halfway through the race, we got John Racer in first, More Boost in second, Too Late I Won in third, Fun to Know in fourth, Hooligan Hawk in fifth, and Michael Mega X in sixth. Getting down the last lap. If anybody's going to make any moves, it's going to have to be the lap for it.
Thank you. Thank you. He won. Well, how about
And with that P1, it put me tied for third in points, and finishing on the podium for points would be huge.
And we got John back again, taking that A main like he said he was gonna. Dude,
it was fun.
that's what I like to hear.
Wow.
How'd it feel?
It was stressful. It feels great.
Good.
It feels great to be like, you know, you have that lead because everyone behind you's fighting. That definitely felt good. It was smooth sailing till the end.
Oh, literally. As soon as I saw you take that huge gap, I think for the first 3 or 4 laps, you had a 3.25 second gap between you and second place, man.
Wow.
That was insane. You guys finished with like a 1.72 gap, I want to say, so you literally had nothing to be scared of the whole time, man.
No, I saw Alex do the cross, and then I saw the white, and then I saw the checkered, and
Knew you had it in there, dude.
I had it.
What is your favorite Disney movie?
My favorite Disney movie? Frozen 2.
Dude, solid.
Frozen 2, not the second one.
I understand. I like both of them, dude.
Frozen
If you're not
2 is-
singing any of the songs after you watch one of those, then that's how you know it's a
exactly.
great one. Well, awesome. I appreciate you coming on up. Unless you have anything else you want to say real quick.
Absolutely, no. I
Awesome.
think that's it. I'll be back fighting next week.
All right. We're going to be at round number 6 next week, dude. We're excited.
Awesome.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you very much.
Aww. It said I was P1 on the TV. Now it's gone. Did I think I would be making this video? No. Am I making this video? Absolutely. P1 tonight. Week 5, I think it is. Oh, man. I feel great right now. It's been a great day. A little sunburnt, as you can tell, but I feel so happy right now. I've got a few more weeks to go with the series, but I'm gonna pull for that P3 in the standings. We'll see what happens, but a win tonight feels great. P5, P5, P4, P3, P1, baby. P1. This is week 6 of the Overdrive Racing League. So this is my second to last week. I will be missing week 8. So I have to get as many points as possible today and next week in order to win that year supply of Pepsi.
I'm still curious how that actually gets delivered to your house. Do you just get a Costco crate like we've been talking about? Or do you get like 2 every week according to like the food regulators or something, you know?
I get a randomly assigned delivery driver who delivers me 1 can per day. I wake up and it's just on the footstep of our house. All right, week 6, qualifying round 1. Okay, getting back in the groove of things, qualified P4. First round, but I got another round to go. So sitting at 18.6, P1 is an 18.3. It's Caleb and he's fast. All right, so I was 6th that round, then 18.7. I'm still gonna be starting 4th, it looks like. Or no, I'm gonna be starting 5th. It looks like. Dang, all right.
Amen?
Yeah, amen, but I've got some ground to make up in the race.
A lot was riding on this race. I was coming off of a win. I'm in a hot championship battle. I have to finish well in this race. right off the bat, I'm shuffled back to P6, and I gotta find my way in the groove and try and squeeze myself up to a podium position here. Try to look for an overtake here on the 35, but I hit his bumper and lose all my momentum, but I know I could get him next lap. 35 was feeling the pressure because he hit the wall, and then my inside was opened up and the 28 was there, so I try and get my inside line back and try and get this 35 on the next lap here. But as I round this corner, I notice the top 3 are in a bunch, and then they hit the wall, and a caution is thrown.
Looks like we had him rolling again, hit the hairpin turn, and pretty much spun out again in the exact same spot. So we're going to get the reset real fast, get it going again.
Sitting P5 at the restart, I know I need to get to that inside line if I need to freight train anyone to get up to that podium position. You hear me laughing there because the 22 just straight up dive bombed that car, but now we've got another caution and the restart gets a little weird.
Yep. Sorry about that, Cody. Go ahead, back up, John.
Where are you putting me? Last?
I was going to back up real quick.
Because of this weird maneuvering, I should be starting 5th, but I'm starting 6th for the restart, putting me at the back of the field. Regardless of the bad reffing call and position, I need some points from this race, so I have to rush up to the front as soon as possible. Once again on the very end of 35's rear bumper, and I need to set myself up for a pass here so I could shoot right through, and that's just what I did. And now I am in the hunt for 3rd place, but the top 3 were in a battle, so it did not take me long to regain that track position and get right up in the battle right there with them. Just like that, I was able to squeeze by 3rd place to get 3rd place for myself on the last lap, so I just had to hold them off and finish here for some good points.
And it looks like we are finishing it off right here. Boom. Finishing it first, more boost. 2nd place we have Fun to Know. 3rd place we have John Racer 3.
Damn it, I needed you to stay ahead of him.
Well, that's P3. That's something. Man, I don't know what to say. If you watch my footage there, Cody just... He didn't even brake on that chicane, and he just sank it, putting me back to 6th for the restart. But then I brought it back to 3rd. Well, That's racing, I guess. So I'm in a fierce battle for third with Fun to Know, right? Like a fierce battle. In today's race, he should have been black flagged and put to the rear of the pack, but he wasn't, and he finished second. Don't know if I should just complain about this or if I should just, you know, let it go, but I do only have 1 week, and we are 1 point difference. So it might cause a big deal, which I'm hoping it doesn't. It's my own fault I qualified 5th, but just saying, that happened. I have the footage. It was a hard hit, man. P3, solid night. 1 more week to go. Qualifying round 1, week 7.
So unfortunately, the camera angle for the rest of this series is not very good. You can just see my steering wheel, but I guess it doesn't matter that much because the speed just wasn't there. You can see me here shaking my head in disappointment just with the utter speed that I was lacking.
I felt good, but I guess wasn't good enough. Qualifying E2.
Kart 38, despite it being one of the faster karts that I've qualified with in this series, just was not doing me any favors, and I was not able to get a good lap time in at all. And I knew this driving, that this was going to be one of my slower / off weeks, unfortunately.
I don't know what's going on, man. What the I know. Oh, that was awful. Worst performance yet. I'm not in the A main. Nope.
You're not? I want a bird.
Nope.
Oh, I want her.
It's over. Damn.
I like Nico and me, we had a moment this
Just didn't have it. Off he goes. Alright, well, I'm starting P1 in the B main tonight. Very unfortunate, I'm not in the A main, but that's racing. So I'm gonna put it all I got in the B main and go from there.
Show them what the A main alumni does to the B main.
We shall see.
Going into the B main, obviously I was a little disappointed with my qualifying, given that I would not be getting any vital points for the championship, utterly losing 3rd place in the championship just in this race because I won't be racing next week, and I just had to show, oh, and there was a caution.
What's up?
What's up?
However, with all the chaos in the B main, I was able to show my dominance in this race with another caution getting called.
Welcome back.
Doing this rolling restart here after the caution allowed me to just get up front and dominate the rest of the race.
We're just on another level.
Thank you.
Well-deserved win.
Thank you, thank you.
No, I got spun out and hit in the side at full speed. That's what happened to me.
So now what have we learned in this 8 weeks of racing? To start off with, I am just so happy with how I performed and just all of the growth that I was able to see in myself when it comes to racing, because racing is something that I really love to do and it's something that I really want to get good with, and I'm so thankful for Overdrive for having a league like this for me to be able to like show off my skills and see how good I am at racing, because it truly is something that I want to do for the rest of my life. And even though at the end of the day I didn't have the results that I wanted to, it was still my first championship, my rookie season, and I am gonna come back faster than ever for every race to come. And thank you guys, the viewer, for watching this video. It was honestly such a fun video to make. Over the course of 8 weeks, I really just had to focus on making this video and focus on making it what it was, and I really just want to make more videos like this. So if you guys want to see more longer videos like this, make sure to like the video, comment down below, and don't worry, karting content's not going to stop anytime soon. And I feel like this video is enough to say that I will be back and I will be doing a lot more of this in the future. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and let's watch the credit roll. See ya!